really kind of carry a map to a pretty heavy degree. And what we saw from Hentai Guy, aside from that kind of strange first ult where they didn't wait for Izire to actually have the pulse bomb ready, you know, he was very, very consistent in generating those gravitons, being very, very much a threat on the Zarya. And if the plug cannot keep up, then that was a weird thing that I never thought I would say, actually. But if he can't keep up, Hentai Guy, I think, is going to be hugely impactful for this team, for sure. And if Izire does well enough with that Junkrat, I think that Sinatra's Christmas playlist actually has a really good shot here at this first map on King's Row.
Well, according to chat, looks like they banned out 3 of No Anime Alloved's top 4 best maps, according to Lul's Dead Troll. So that kind of sucks, man. But you know, you gotta play with what you're given. A lot of maps to choose from, a lot of maps to ban. So King's Row, hopefully they've got a lot of experience on this one of all ones. So we'll see. But on defense, Hentai Guy back to that Zarya. He tore it up on Control Center, Lijiang Tower. So we'll see if he's able to do just that once again. Sugar Free on Junkrat, Frill on the 76. A couple new names here to the stream tonight. What can they do up against Christmas Playlist?
Definitely have to watch those Zaryas as they battle, try to keep their team shielded away from harm from those Junkrats. They can obviously put out a tremendous amount of pressure already. We're seeing Hentai Guy drops kind of low there. Gonna get healed, though, by Karkar.
We'll see if they're able to actually find an in to the point itself, as it looks like Christmas Playlist kind of struggling with finding a way onto the point. They give up a tick itself. Not necessarily what they were wanting to do in that situation here, because they did push him back for the most part. The plug trying to get a little aggressive behind that Reinhardt shield. Oh man, that's going to be Matman diving a little out of position, but they don't take advantage of it. Nano Boost comes out onto the plug here, and No Anime Allowed have pulled his back.
That's going to allow him to get his Graviton online here, and he's not going to need it for this fight, obviously, because the Frill was just in such an incredible position. I mean, that dates back to, what, you know, the old Selfless team, and maybe even beyond that, where we used to see soldiers sneak around, particularly Defran obviously being the one that I would see almost always go to that exact same spot in this window that he's at right now, and then just dish out insane damage, push them all the way back, and then allow the rest of the team to just have that space to work with, to get onto the point and just establish the control. And now holding on to a ton of ults on both sides. We're going to probably see a Grav v Grav here.
Earthshatter comes out, it hits Karkar, nice biotic grenade, but no, the save! What a play coming out there from a Hentai Guy, able to shield up Karkar as he was about to get taken down. A Riptire came out, and Izire picked up 2. Oh man, good pullback into that situation. I mean, it wasn't, you know, game-changing by any means at this stage of the map here, but, you know, with how quickly they gave up that first objective, they need to buy themselves every second they can.
Now they're going to be in that archway. This is a good spot for Hentai Guy to drop his. He gets everybody in it. Earthshatter goes down as well. They need to find some kills, though, quickly. This is something they struggled with on that last set.
Yeah, there was nobody there to follow through with the damage. That was very rough. I think the Junkrat had actually knocked Reinhardt back as he was trying to get in for some damage, and Izire just wasn't in a good spot to be able to do anything with the Junkrat. So a little rough, to be honest, for those guys right there, but they still held on here at the hands of the Graviton Surge.
Oh,
Graviton
wow.
Surge now coming out from the other end. But the Transcendent's going to keep him alive. Riptire picks up a triple. And that's No Anime Allowed moving forward.
Great movement from the plug there. He moves his team right on forward. This time we did see them able to find some kills inside of it, and that is just what you can do when you actually have that consistency, that ability to talk with your team and just be able to be like, okay, I have this ult, let's make sure that we get these kills, put the Junkrat tire out with it. That's something, again, that these guys from Sinatra's Christmas Playlist just has struggled with so far with these excellent grabs that have come down. They just can't find these kills.
Oh, Tactical Visor up top, coming out from Frill. Transcendence on the payload itself. They picked up Moopy, who was a little out of position, but he's higher. Oh, another Riptire. He's able to find him. They're still trying to contest this payload here. They've got 3 people here to do it from both sides, but the plug, he is the lone survivor on the payload. He's got 2 supports keeping him alive, though, here, but it's just not enough against Josiah on the 76. They should be able to fall through with a few more kills here and back him off for the time being.
You really want to get at least another fight here so that you can put Hentai Guy in a good position where he's ahead right now of the plug in that Graviton race where, you know, if they can get Izire caught up a little bit, they can get another wipe, they can take a lot of time off the clock because of this long spawn at this point here.
Still only an Earthshatter to work with for no anime allowed. Can they find an angle is the real question right now, because you got to worry about that Riptire time and time again from Izire. It's going to come out now from Sugar Free. He's going to get dropped though himself, but his Riptire is still out. Looking for the Mercy in the back, finds the kill here despite losing his own life. And no anime allowed because of that. Gonna come out on top. There's an Earthshatter, a nice one at that from Batman. But in the back, it's Moopy with one of his own. He finds 2 kills. He's gonna get dropped himself here, but only Josiah remains. Karkar coming off of respawn, not gonna be able to help him out, it seems.
Oh, he could test it with just like half an inch left, and Josiah makes it out. They have a lot of ults to defend with, but man, it would have been good to see them, from their perspective at least, win that fight, because man, do they have so many options that they could have won another one off the back of it and stolen so much time away from that time bank. But now they're going to be forced to go with Izire's tire, and he's going to look for a kill coming in here. It actually gets killed, and now what do they have for this Graviton? I mean, I think they got to start using those in conjunction with one another.
Graviton Surge is launched from downtown. A Transcendent's going to come through to keep him alive here, nice and healthy, but Madman way out of position. He went in for the charge. Now we're going to see Karkar go ahead and pop that Valkyrie here as they follow through with one under forwards, which ultimately seals the fight here. And 2:30 remaining on the clock, so a decent amount of time nonetheless for no anime allowed.
No Valk for Karkar, as forwards just about ready with his, and he does actually get it up. Now we do see Sugar Free ready to go with a tire of his own, and might be able to find an opening pick here. Look for Karkar, I think would be the main pickup if I'm... Uh-oh, it looks like they got almost everybody in that. This time they do find at least 1 kill, but still it's kind of struggling to get the full value of the Graviton, man.
The Earthshatter from Matman, that was so weird. It looked like it hit, but I couldn't actually tell if Moopy's shield was up at the time. Meanwhile, on the back, Frill trying to do something with the tactical visor, but he is not going to be able to do much at all by himself, down to sub 2 minutes here. So just kind of the, I mean, ult advantage not really to either team right now. We'll see if Josiah can get into a good position, but Battle of the Riptires, it seems Sugar Free trying to go way downtown and find something here. Not going to be the case though, is the payload going to continue to move forward.
Oh, that's attack visor in the back. Pressure coming in from the Junkrat as they're diving him to a degree, but the Mercy keeping him alive and forcing that Reinhardt back. They should be able to just clean this one up. Great positioning from the Soldier and the Mercy there.
Should be able to charge to safety. No, Moopy going to be taken down. Nobody was there to really heal him. Now we're going to go ahead and see forwards pop his ultimate. Graviton Surge came down from the plug as well. They clean it up in a massive tournament of events here. Now it's just a Transcendence to keep them from holding off this payload here. We'll see.
Oh,
they don't even make it back in time. No, the displacement came out, I think, from the Reinhardt. I think he sideswiped him or something, but they end up finishing out the map with 58 seconds to go.
And that's a decent time, all things considered, because just a couple of those fights going the other way, I mean, just one of those fights going the other way would have completely changed the outlook of that. And one fight in particular, again, just right at that second objective point, right at point B, if they would have won that fight, Hentai Guy and Izire should have been able to really get a lot of value out of the Graviton there. They should have been able to hold off yet again. That would have taken off easily over 1.5 minutes, and if everything all went the same, which obviously it wouldn't have, you know, they would have been able to make that stop in the factory phase if they had lost that point B. But obviously that's all, you know, just completely conjecture, you know, but either way, now they have an opportunity to fire back. 58 seconds is a beatable time, but a time set nonetheless.
All right, well, Hurix, no anime allowed, certainly has showed up here. I did not expect them to put on this good of a showing. I mean, they took that first checkpoint in a pretty solid time and ended up finishing out the map. If you asked me that earlier today, if that would have happened, I would have told you no way. But again, we haven't seen either of these teams for a long time, and this is not the original Sinatraas Rap playlist. So, you know, a couple of things have changed since then, Hurix, and we'll see if no anime allowed can pull out the upset. I'd call it an upset here, at least on the first map. They're in a pretty good position to do so. We'll see what they're able to do with Sugar Free here on that Junkrat on defense once again.
Now again, a little bit of a battle of the Zaryas as well, but this time Josiah going to be on... Oh, never mind, the soldier. Just kidding. Haha. But it is going to be otherwise pretty much the same compositions initially, but Karkar will likely switch to a Mercy at some point in the future, as Josiah is going to have to get into position. We saw Frill do a lot by getting up onto that high ground and just feeding himself around to the backside, and now they actually put a lot of damage onto Frill. But again, Josiah just needs to get into that position as soon as possible.
It's the real question. Can they get into the position? Frill up top here is going to be contested by the Junkrat, so we'll have to kind of check his corners here to make sure he's not dropped all of a sudden. He's going to be forced to give up that high ground to the Junkrat. Not a bad start for the Christmas playlist. Looking for an opportunity to move in here, but I just don't see it happening right now. As I say that, Sugar Free going to get dropped. That is what they were looking for. Forward's not able to bring two people back up, but he brings up the Junkrat over the Zenyatta here. This is not a good look.
Oh, that tire comes in, takes out the other Junkrat in the mix as Ezire falls. Forward's going to pick up their tank, and now if Sugar Free can find this kill off on Josiah, or at least take him off of the high ground, that's going to be pretty good for them. Still, though, hanging on when you still have Moopy, rather, in the mix, it's going to be tough, but it looks like that Earthshatter might do the trick.
Wow, they managed to pick up 2 ticks at that here. That's a pretty good pickup from the side of Sinatra's Christmas playlist here, but it's not even close to, you know, in the timing that we saw from No Anime Allowed when they were on offense. So we'll see what they're able to do here with 2 ticks on the board. Not bad by any means, down to about 230 off of that single push itself, sitting on his sound barrier here, but a tactical visor ready to go from Frill if he can find something. They're also sitting on a Graviton Surge from the plug.
We're going to see Ezire looking for some damage here to try to get that last little bit of the charge to try to generate that tire, and the Graviton comes down, the tire coming out as well. Can they find the kills? They can!
It's from both sides, but a tactical visor from up top. Frill trying to pull this back, finds 2 for himself, but he is all alone. He is in a 1-on-3 situation and a disadvantage in terms of spawn right now. He's going to get taken down as he drops to the low ground, and they're going to be forced to give up this first checkpoint. 4:18 on the board. A good amount of time to work with here, but honestly, I like what I'm seeing from No Anime Allowed. I think they've got what it takes here to be able to secure a first map. I mean, it's quite a ways out from saying that right now here, but they're definitely in a pretty solid position.
Josiah sneaking around. Oh, I think he's going to get spotted out. I think he did get spotted out. They do indeed see him, so he's now in a bad position. Sugar Free takes advantage, and now it's a 6v5 as they're going to surge forward and contest this at the archway.
Reason not to at this point. Play to the numbers advantage. Going to be able to pull back a little bit here, looking for a little of that ult charge. Forward sitting about 70+% to that Valkyrie. Going to want that up for this next fight if possible here, but more importantly, Josiah has a tactical visor. They have a nano boost. He's in a pretty good position, but they know he's up top. What can he make of it?
Oh, we do see Matman pulling back a little bit, but he's not going to be doing that for too much longer. He gets this last hit. He has Earthshatter available, and he's going for it. Doesn't hit anyone.
They already used the nano boost as well from the other end. Earthshatter comes out from Moopy. They're going to find a couple off of that here. They don't even need a tactical visor from Josiah to clean this fight up, and they are going to cruise forward with that payload. And I don't think anyone's really going to be in the area to contest. I mean, that's going to be an extra 90 seconds on the board. They're going to have so much time to work with to complete this map.
Josiah again with that pack visor ready to go. They indeed will have a lot of time here with a couple of really good options as Hentai Guy backing them up. Has decent energy, should be able to get a lot more pretty soon with the Graviton coming up. They have 5 up and no tanks on either side.
Forward's going to go ahead and grab one back into this fight, so they do have enough. They've got their main tank to be able to hold the door here as his payload looking to make a little bit of room. But if you're No Anime Allowed right now, Heroes, I mean, you've got a lot to work with. You just can't blow everything at once right now. I mean, you've got 5 ultimates, and you've got to hold off for another 345. So we'll see. Graviton Surge, Riptire combo coming out. Is he able to find anything? Finds 2, and that's exactly what they need.
But they answer back, both tanks down, as Sinatra's Christmas playlist should be able to surge forward, should be able to put some pressure onto that Zenyatta, but there's the Mercy coming in, and that's the big benefit of having a Mercy on your team. That's the big, I guess, in some ways, kind of the gripe about Mercy as well. It's just when you find those kills, you can completely be nullified by that Mercy having the Valkyrie up, and he did.
They are still sitting on a tactical visor, nano visor at the ready here. Graviton Surge comes out, from the side of Christmas playlist here, but Attack Advisor up top, throw from behind, picks up both supports here. Nobody saw the 76. He finds 3, is gonna get dropped, but man, what a play coming out from him. Very tactical positioning. He was very sneaky play at that, but look at what Christmas playlists have to work with for the next fight.
They have certainly a lot more than what we're seeing on the side of No Anime Allowed, but they made the most of what they had in that last fight. In a fight that they really should have lost, they were able to hold on because of Frill doing a great job with what he had, and that's a nice opening created by Moopy there.
And nice bio grenade follow-up coming out from the guy I don't remember, Anna. I don't remember what his name
Cutie
was.
Boy.
Cutie Boy, that's what we're calling him. But Attack Visor came out as well, and just got a little bit of a late nano boost onto himself. But 2-18, and they are pressing the attack here because they are coming down the final stretch. And they only have a Junkrat Riptide to work with. They don't have either support ultimate. They're going to have to find a way to contest. They're going to be able to do that. Matt Man's now here. Moopy's well out of position. He gets charged into. What is he doing without the rest of his team? That man almost gets booped off the map, but a good hold nonetheless from No Anime Allowed.
Matman has set them up well on a couple of fights, this being a huge one, because that was a fight that first pick basically determines whether or not they're going to be able to cap this right away, or if they're going to be able to equalize on the time that they were forced to take on their take as well, or maybe even make that hold. However, going forward, the Plug having that Graviton should be big here. We'll have to see if they can find some use out of it, or if they even need to.
The Plug. I laugh every time you say that name, man. Regardless here, Graviton surges out. It's going to come here from the Plug himself. Is the Reptile going to connect? Yes, it does just that here, because they don't have a mercy either. But on the other end,
oh, they catch forward!
Surge out from him, and a guy, he finds him. The Bio Grenade is there as well. Paintbrush going to be dropped, and they will finish out the map in potentially a better time. Tracer going to be taken down, and they do it here. It's 104 to 60 seconds flat. Oh boy, we're in for a good finals tonight.
I mean, everybody needs to look at their, or at least on Sinatra's Christmas playlist, they need to look at Cutie Boy and they need to look at Hentai Boy or Hentai Guy right now, pat them on the back, and everybody needs to now exit the backpack that is on their backs and actually just jump in and start making some plays, because those guys carried them through on that last little bit of that fight there. What an incredible duo that they had to be able to not only get that little boost up onto Hentai Guy, get forwards into that Graviton, and then find those last 2 kills to be able to have the advantage, push that momentum forward into capping the point, because, man, that got real close and real dangerous real fast.
Well, they will be on defense here, and they have to be relieved, because that 3rd point can sometimes be a pain in the ass to capture, especially up against an evenly matched team here. But I think they've met their match here. No Anime Allowed, proving to be a difficult opponent here. So 4 seconds, I highly doubt it's going to be making the biggest of differences here. But with that in mind, 60 seconds, it didn't take, I don't think it took, I think it took No Anime Allowed like maybe 30 to 45 to capture this first checkpoint. On the other end, for Christmas playlist, it took them like a couple minutes here. So something's going to have to change up in their strategy on defense or offense here if they want to stand a chance.
Well, with that early hazing coming in from Ezire, saw the Plug get already up to 70 charge here. Already at 100 charged. Is a little bit low, but if they can force themselves forward a little bit, keep Matman safe, then they might be able to get some early value in this. They already found a couple of picks. Get this Graviton online early so that once you get to the archway, you have still room to push.
Curix, there is no such thing as being safe when you're going up against Frill and Sugar Free, it seems, as they are going to just, man, they are tearing them apart, pushing them all the way back. They've got 2 on the point itself. There needs to be a contest. Josiah has to do something here. They're going to get on the point, but they're going to charge him right off of this one. There's no one there. Josiah is the only person even around to try to contest this one here. They are going to be able to get a few people back into this one, but we're going to see a Valkyrie now come out from forwards. He's going to be able to get his teammates back up into this one. They capture the first checkpoint. Now they just need to make sure they contest that payload.
This is the struggle here, because when you actually pull away from this fight, you realize that not only did they give up a bunch of kills to basically force the rest of the team to be long spawns, they now have to feed their way in. They're not going to be able to contest by the time they get to Archway. And on top of that, The Plug has Graviton already. They have the Pulse Bomb to work in alongside it, and then by the time that Hentai Guy is going to get his online, Paintbrush should have the Transcendence.
This is not looking good for Sinatra's Christmas playlist at all. They're going to have a heck of a Transcendence here and ensure that Karkar, his life is of, great importance here. But look at Josiah around the back end here looking for something.
Oh, they catch the Mercy, though!
We'll see if they're able to find anything off this one. Karkar going to be taken down. Frill connects a double kill off the Pulse Bomb here. And Josiah trying to do something in the back. Nothing happens. And the Reinhardt going to be dropped as well by the Plug. They're going to secure a second checkpoint off of 60 seconds.
And that's the thing about having that Pulse Bomb available, is that you're able to nullify that Transcendence inside the Graviton. So not only do they get the kills with those 2 ultimates, but they also kill off the Mercy, solidify their win, and they also take the Transcendence out of play while holding on to their own available for that next fight. If they can maybe shut down Josiah a little bit or keep their Mercy away from Josiah, they might be able to save themselves after this next Graviton.
Dude, the Riptire from Sugar Free somehow finds Karkar all the way in the back in a corner, like in a cubby. Somehow finds him back there. Oh man, this guy has got like permanent Widowmaker hacks or something, man. He's been finding these people left and right, and crucial targets at that. I mean, they can't even contest. When's the last time they've had a real contest on the payload here? It's Josiah in the back. He's got a Pulse Bomb. If he can find something, lobs it out there, finds Jump That. Sugar Free actually does a great job of getting himself away, but could have probably got to, oh man, now the Graviton surges out. This is what the defense finally needs, guys. But is it enough to secure a hold?
I mean, it should be enough to secure a hold. They are going to be able to take this, but the question now is, did they give too much away here? Because Sinatra's Christmas playlist finally makes the stop, but look at how far they were able to get. 5 points on the board. They were able to get 2 objectives and almost the third. They made it just over 52 meters as that final distance with just a minute, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So now a minute 4 that these guys have to go the same distance. Yeah, it's 4 seconds longer, but do we really think, after what we saw on that first point the last time around, that they're going to be able to cap the first point and then hold on throughout? I mean, that's a tough thing to push through on, and I think it was all off the back of the fact that by the time they even got into that fight, the Plug was sitting at 100 energy already.
All right, is it even I mean, clearly it's possible, but is it really possible? I mean, your hopes of winning this match are kind of down in the dumps right now. I mean, a minute 4. I mean, it's going to have to be, I don't know how many fights in overtime right now. What is it going to take here from Sinatra's Christmas playlist to try to take this first match?
I don't even know. I mean, really, it's just going to happen. They have to basically do exactly what happened to them. They have to make sure that Hentai Guy has huge charge throughout. They have to find value in Ezire and Josiah always just putting pressure on the front line, and also Josiah just putting pressure on the back line. Sorry, is what I meant to say. Ezire front line, Josiah back line, and then keeping Moopy healthy and alive. You can't drop that tank because Karkar on offense does not run that Mercy. So I think they're at a huge disadvantage not having the Mercy, especially for a push like this, which is going to be heftily overtime if they even get to that point. I don't know if this is winnable if they don't have that Mercy.
All right, Hurix, but they've got to make something happen fast. And with Karkar out of the picture, not what you want to see. Frill has been tearing it up. And Josiah, and I've just been watching these tracers, really hasn't been able to kind of keep it on the same level, at least it seems, here on King's Row. And they pushed it back 30 seconds, Hurix, trying to build up towards that Riptire. Sugar Free about ready to go. If he can connect, that's going to be deadly.
Josiah and Frill getting a little bit of a duel here. We see the tire coming out from Sugar Free. If he finds any kills off this, I think it's pretty much dialed in as over for these guys. No anime allowed. Looking like they might be able to do it, but they do cancel that ult out. It's just 10 seconds. They have to force themselves onto the point. That's not good news for these guys.
They've got to take care of the Mercy. I mean, to be honest here, so there's no chance without that. Hentai Guy gets caught. Oh, he actually shields himself up, but it's the Earth Shatter that comes out from Matman. He finds one off of it here. They pop the Valkyrie from forwards. It's just Moopy remaining. He's going to be taken down. Josiah is still in the area. Ezire comes through. Riptire is able to kill one here. It's a 3-on-2 on the point. They might actually, they've got the spawn advantage if Josiah can keep himself alive. No, not going to happen here. They can't make it back. Karkar tries. Oh,
clothesline at the line, too.
Number 1 to no anime allowed. A heck of a showing for both these teams here, but and that was only the first map, so still a lot of action to be played.
Sugar Free didn't get anything off that last ult there, but was able to still find a lot of pressure at this stage. We saw it on the stream before, and this cleanup was what allowed them to be in a position to actually win this one, because as we were talking about at the end there, as you were saying, commentating, man, they might have been able to have a hope there for just the fact that they had that or that spawn advantage. But again, just too many kills coming out from Sugar Free there, and they hang on in King's Row.
They are going to be changing up sides here, but we're headed to 2 control point maps if we do need both of them here. It's going to be Lijiang and Tower to get things started. And we did see Sinatra's Christmas playlist take this map previously, but they're ready to go. So what are you thinking? We going to a game 3?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So we're going into Lijiang Tower. We already know that no anime allowed is up, and I need to switch the things around a little bit here.
Switch the overlays, correct.
Switch the things around a little bit here, but now that that's done, I can actually look at what we got here. Well, I obviously think that, you know, having the Mercy is a big thing here, and something that we see oftentimes is that Karkar and Cutie Boy will sometimes neglect the Mercy. I mean, it's always a thing that you'll see pretty much all the time is a Mercy at this level, at least. You know, it's something you can get away with not having on certain maps, but I think that when we have things like Pharah involved, bringing the Mercy in to be a very, very safe option to have that Valkyrie available, I think it's going to be a pretty strong advantage, unless you have some way to really holistically deal with that kind of threat in the sky, and I just don't see it happening. However, now we do finally see Josiah pulling out that Pharah, which, as we remember earlier, he was actually quite strong at, so I don't know how he'll stack up against Sugar Free, but about to see.
All right, guys, this could be it. Lijiang Tower, if no anime allowed take this, they will be winning the tournament here. I think this will be their first ever AG victory, as far as I'm concerned here, but we'll see if that's the case here. It says Sugar Free over to that Pharah. We'll see how he's able to match up against Josiah on the Pharah here. Nizar back to the Tracer, so always a fun one to see how it's going to get started with the Pharah v Pharah battle. But Karkar, the first drop, Mercy should be able to get him back up into the fight. Izire actually pretty low as well here, but no anime allowed, pressing the tactical advantage they have in terms of positioning here, and they're going to be able to push him all the way back. Still, I think Christmas Playlist have an opportunity to contest with D.Va getting on the point.
Ooh, Frill getting down pretty low, has recall available, but doesn't need it. Gets a lot of healing coming out from the supports on his squad, and now he's going to be able to pressure out this Winston. If the Winston falls, that'll be that. They'll be able to hang on to this one and should be able to flip this point. They already have a lot of people on it already. D.Va's out of mech. He's going to fall, but Josiah is fighting for this one. He doesn't want to let this one go just yet.
It is a bloodbath, and Frill going to be forced to give this one up, man. They've got too many people around. He's going to get taken down, and that will be Sinatra's Christmas Playlist battling their way back into this one early on. I guess the fight itself taking the first points on the board here, sitting on a Valkyrie ready to go from the Mercy. Paintbrush not quite ready, but they're not going to waste any time forwards. Almost gets booped off the map there, but they're going to continue to press this one. He's going to be taken down early on here. It's not going to bode well for these guys.
Well, the plug going to drop down, and Sinatra's Christmas Playlist holding on quite well, as Sugar Free going to be killed off pretty late there, but they're already sitting at 25% here. They have a ton of ults still. They really haven't had to commit all too much so far here on this first control round on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, and they do have the, I mean, like you said, they didn't drop anything that last fight. Barrage came into the mix there, but a self-destruct to get things started. Sugar Free caught in the mix. Oh man, not what you want to see here. As the self-destruct just well placed from Hentai. Can't say better than that.
Sugar Free going to come back out of spawn now. Again, contesting Josiah to some degree, but they haven't really gone directly at each other. A lot of ground play happening so far, and now they're going to contest the point 60%. I mean, a lot rides on this fight right here, and Karkar already booped forwards off.
I mean, this is just not looking good at all here for no anime allowed, man. Everything seems to be going in favor of Christmas Playlist. Frill does manage to get a DMAC, but man, it's just, they're getting absolutely nothing right now. 75%. They are getting throttled. What needs to change?
I mean, you need to start getting some kills right now. I mean, I hate to say it because it sounds like diamond analysis, you know, when you hear it in on your Qs and stuff like that. But right now, with the way this has been going, they just haven't been able to secure those frags so far, and now Josiah going to be warding them off to some degree. Sugar Free down pretty low again. The Plug is trying to ward Josiah off, but he's out of position now, and they're just going to try to get something out of it. Mubi falls, but finally some kills back on the board. Sugar Free should be able to sell this one a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it took him quite some time, but maybe Izire can pull this one back. No, not going to be the case. They still do have a couple of people in the area here. Izire trying to do something with Josiah. They are in overtime. No real reason for them not to continue to press that, but they're going to pull back knowing they have a massive lead right now. A single team fight will take the round, but no anime allowed. Have bought themselves an opportunity nonetheless, but with the Plug out of the picture, that's not going to look good. They do have their main tank back in the mix now. It's going to be a 6-on-5 situation, though. Primal Rage popped out from Moopy here. There are no ultimates ready to go here for the side of no anime allowed. And it's an overtime here for the side of Christmas Playlist. So they've got to win every single fight from here on out.
This barrage has to be huge if they want to win this one. And no, it is not. They actually lose him in the process. And now it's just Frill and the Plug, who is out of mech on this point, trying to hold this one out. They have the Plug back in it, and he's going to fall back out, so they're going to hold on to it for a little bit longer, but I just don't see them coming back into this fight and reestablishing the control and stabilizing once again on this.
I'm just not sure if it's going to happen. I mean, they are just basically floating one by one onto the point here. It's overtime. I mean, the Plug is in the area. He's going to try to contest here. He will be able to do just that, but he is going to be dropped out of that mech in a matter of moments. Madman is coming up on a Primal Rage. He is going to be able to pop this and contest for a little bit longer here, which means they have an opportunity to get Sugar Free back into this one on the Doomfist here. And Paintbrush coming up on his own Valkyrie, but here, again, it's just a near impossible situation. It's happened before, but not going to be the case here against Sinatraas Christmas Playlist.
Yeah, we have seen situations like this get turned around, but I think one time out of the, I don't know, 700 that we've probably casted at this point.
More than that. More than that. Yeah, that overtime's going to drop in just a fraction of a second there. Oh, Doomfist almost makes it back, but 100-51 is going to be the ending score here in the first round here. Remember, no anime allowed. They do have the 1-0 set victory, so one more round to the Christmas Playlist, and we're headed to Nepal.
And Nepal should likely go pretty similarly to this map. There's a lot of parallels you could draw from between the two maps, especially, but some changes, especially onto stuff like Sanctum and Shrine, I would say. But we'll have to see how this one goes here on Control Center, as Sugar Free and Izire are both going over to Junkrat. Aria's back in play as well.
Not going to see any Pharah here, as we did in the previous Control Center Lijiang map in the semifinals. As I think they brought in their one-trick Pharah player, and they was forced to kind of play it here on Control Center. Not going to be the case this time around, but we'll see if no anime allowed can get off to a better start this time around. As I say that, they pick up 2 kills for themselves, so they're going to do exactly that here. It's no mercy here for the side of the Christmas Playlist like they had with that Pharah Mercy setup. So maybe this is no anime allowed with an opportunity to pick up the first points. Reinhardt might charge in. No, they're going to have Josiah up top, going to drop down. He's going to contest, so they're not going to give it up so easily.
Oh, and now Josiah can go ahead and get very aggressive if he wants to, while this flashbang is down for about 4 more seconds here. Oh, Izire gets down low, actually falls there as Frill lands 3 shots, and it's finished off by Sugar Free. No anime allowed, should be able to win this one here.
And there's a nano boost already coming out onto Hentai Guy, but the Riptire connects into the back on Ana, going to be dropped, and Paintbrush is going to secure this one, ensuring that they've got all 6 team members back up in this fight. So they do take the first points, already a much better start this time around, but need to be very careful about Josiah, ready to go with the pulse bomb, and Hentai Guy 80% towards that graviton surge.
And Hentai Guy, you have to remember, did actually get that nano boost just moments ago to try to generate that catch up to the Plug, and he did not in that time span. So now with the Plug ready to go, with his coming on, Frill should be able to get some value out of that, going with the Deadeye. Should be able to find some kills, but they need to turn around and actually deal with this Tracer here.
Josiah always being a pest on the Tracer, always forcing them to pull back. Needs to be very careful. Graviton Surge comes out, but the Riptire is in the area. Deadeye connects, and Ana gonna go down here. Ult's being thrown out left and right, but importantly, it's going to be no anime allowed holding on. A great sound barrier as well from forwards keeps them all up in that fight, other than the Mercy who went down.
So they just canceled out the Graviton. They canceled out Josiah's Pulse Bomb as well, but on top of that, they keep their Mercy ult. They keep the dangerous lethal combo of having the Plug and Sugar Free ready to go. The tire is pretty low, but they almost connect, but they don't need it, it seems like.
Too much attention was diverted to that
tire, yeah.
Rip tire. Exactly. They didn't actually look in front of them where Matman was swinging the hammer. So great play coming out there. Great kind of turn of events, I think, from No Anime Allowed after a poor performance in that first round here. They're at 75% now and in a really good position to be able to take this one away right now. I mean, they're coming up on an Earthshatter. They've got the Valkyrie available. Just need to make sure that Josiah, who is actually now on the 76, isn't able to take this one away from them. As we'll see Matman looking for an opportunity. Earthshatter comes down. He's not going to be able to find anything here. But Valkyrie comes out. There's a nano boost out onto Hentai Guy. They're going to try to take this one back.
The big thing here is that Moopy got killed while he was throwing his Earthshatter down, and Matman is rezzed up, should be able to kill the... Oh, he doesn't get the last hit onto the Junkrat, so Josiah's going to wipe him up as well. Frill's really the only person alive. He's just going to secure the 99% before he goes down. But man, if Matman would have found that kill, I don't think it would have been any different, but they might have been able to stall longer for the rest of these guys to get on, and maybe they would have been able to generate some more ults out of it so that when they come in, you know, it's not as much of a deficit, and they might be able to get a flip earlier on in terms of the score line. But I still think they're in a really good position here to take this one still.
Graviton Surge comes out here. Nice bio grenade connects there from Cutie Boy, or what was his name? Is it Cutie Boy?
Yeah, Cutie Boy.
Cutie Boy, okay. From Cutie Boy, able to ensure that they at least get a little bit more percentage chalked up for themselves here. 30% and counting in Sinatra's Christmas playlist. Need this round. Trying to take this one to a game 3 here, and not in a bad position to be able to do so. Coming up on another nano boost. Rip tire's out from Isaac. Gonna go around the long way to see if he can connect on it.
Oh, he should be able to find something. Oh, they do spot it out, though. They know where it is, and he only has 2 seconds to make any kind of connection possible. Plug finds that kill, so that is a nullified tire now, but he still has the ability to control that doorway.
They're going to move in off of the sound barrier. Hentai Guy gets the nano boost here. He has always been the go-to target for that nano boost. As Deadeye comes through, it doesn't look like he's able to find anything. Earthshatter doesn't either here. It kind of sidesteps that one as he was looking for Moopy, but Tactical Visor in the back. Josiah is well protected, has his Ana around him, but not a lot of targets behind that Reinhardt shield. Graviton Surge comes down now. They've got the sound barrier to try to counteract that.
Wow.
But is the damage here? No, it's not. The Earthshatter comes down from Moopy. He lays down the law here. We're at 80% for these guys and one team fight away from going to a game 3.
What a play from Hentai Guy there. I mean, Fried Wiener with the barrier of the century was able to absorb that flashbang that would have not only dropped the barrier from Moopy, but it also would have canceled out the ultimate that came out from Karkar. They would have had no barrier or sound barrier for that matter either. So now they have a really good shot. They already took out Matman, and look at this boosted Hentai Guy. He's going to be able to take out the Mercy too.
Rill does manage to contest. Earthshatter comes out from the back. Matman is going to be able to find Hentai Guy. It is so back and forth. T-Rex winner of this fight. Is it a game 3 or is it a round 3? Ezire from the side though picks up 2 onto Sugar Free and forwards. T-Rex, they've got the numbers advantage. It's just Matman. He's going to be taken down. And T-Rex, we are going to a game 3 in tonight's finals.
Wow. And again, like I said before, it really just, this is the kind of thing that we expected to be pretty close, but just like we saw in the semifinals, not this close. This is incredible from what we've seen so far. King's Row map could have gone, I mean, initially either way, but just that overtime push that we saw was so crazy, and they were able to just push their way in. And now moving over to a game 3 here, it's going to go over to Nepal, and this is, I think, where things get a little interesting.
If they were not already interested.
Your boy,
right.
Danny Boy 123.
This is it, guys. This is the final map of the night. Final reminder, ! Matcherino in Twitch chat. I just did it a moment ago. Use those coupon codes to throw in a couple bucks to tonight's prize pool for free. And we're already, I think, I just checked. We're at $91, and that does not include Haste $100. So biggest prize pool we've had in AG for, I'd say, quite some time, a couple of months. I think we hit over 200 maybe a month and a half ago or so. But Thank you to everybody who has helped out with that tonight. This is your final opportunity to do so, as this is a best of 3 set and a best of 3 on Nepal winner. Again, taking home all of that prize pool.
Yeah, Nepal is... I really don't know what to expect, especially considering what we saw in that last one there. It was just so close. And I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a tough one to call. I wouldn't be surprised to see some fair play. It looks like Josiah's definitely going to be pulling that one out. They feel pretty confident on that one. Sugar Free instead opting to pull out the Genji, because if you remember back on Garden, the Pharah Mercy just didn't work out so well for them, but it looks like they're going to make that swap anyways, but give it another shot. And it wasn't so far off that I think that they're worried about it, so not a bad play by any means to be pulling this one out again.
All right, Mattman over to the Roadhog Diva here. He is going to be moving off of the Reinhardt. That is interesting. Okay, you're going up against a Pharah as well. I'm not going to have really a whole lot other than that Diva to try to contest that here, because I am not a fan of this competition.
Well, yeah, you definitely... I mean, you lose your barrier, which becomes a little bit difficult for your supports, but those guys are mobile and Pharah's in the sky, so it may actually be something that works because you are incredibly lethal. Mattman has a lot of self-sufficiency where he can stay alive, and he also does pressure out the 2 tanks that we're most prone to seeing. I mean, Moopy going to be playing the Winston, and then Diva as well can get hooked out, so I don't know. It's a tough call to make. It definitely has some kind of value. It's working for them as well.
We'll see. The whole hog already coming out from Mattman. Man, I should not really doubt his skills by any means on that Roadhog. Self-destruct does find Sugar Free, but still nobody yet to take the point here, because this has happened time and time again in these control point maps with these 2 teams. It's a back and forth bloodbath to get the match started, as ultimates are flying left and right. We do have a sound barrier coming out from forwards, barely saves Sugar Free's life, but as I say that, he gets dropped. Going to come out from the other end, and it looks like Sinatra's Christmas playlist. They've got the numbers, they've got a sound barrier at their back. They should be able to secure the first points.
I think they will be able to stabilize as well. I think that they've got this. Another whole hog is ready for Mattman, but I just don't see him pulling this one out or wanting to it by any means either. They were able to push out a ton of damage with that Roadhog, but just the inability to actually secure too much pressure onto that backline is basically what disallowed them from just not being able to secure that. They just weren't able to find those healers, and then when they were pressuring the tank side with Mattman, they just couldn't find those kills and actually solidify those frags. Now with Sugar Free though, with that barrage, they should be able to walk right in here and put out a tremendous amount of pressure, and if they can find anything early just like that off the hook, they should be able to take this one.
Yeah, and the whole hog comes out a second time from Mattman. Still, they go ahead and see if they can get anybody up. Paintbrush gets dropped while trying to bring up his own teammates, so they do get up to about 40% here, and they're still contesting. Hentai Guy is going to get taken down out of the mech, so 36% here. It's not a bad start for Sinatra's Christmas playlist. Going to need every bit they can, but Mattman on the Roadhog already with 2 whole hogs. That's pretty impressive to say the least. We'll see if they can keep it up here.
Well, I mean, he is just fighting the tanks almost pretty much consistently. I mean, that's really all he's focusing on, is just fighting those tanks, keeping them pressured so that they're off of his backline, and just focusing that Diva to make sure that he's either A, out of position, or B, they don't have him involved at all, so that they can actually not have to deal with that defense matrix throughout the fight on the point.
Self-destruct on the point is going to knock him off for a brief moment. Finds Josiah somehow, though they're going to be forced to bring him back up into this one. Sinatra's Christmas playlist, they've got the numbers here. They've got a barrage, but they're not going to need it here, because it will push them out of this point itself and retake their lead here. Sugar Free moving over to a Genji. We'll see if Frill wants to stick with the Tracer. That will be the case, but just getting away from that fair play.
All right, now Izire with that pulse bomb here. Looking for a pick, gets a stick, I think, on a Sugar Free, and he actually does go down.
Sound barrier comes out here. They're going to continue to press the advantage here. Whole Hog's out on the point from Mattman. They've just lost too many people on the side of Sinatra's Christmas playlist here to be able to even hold on to this. So another fight going over to No Anime Allowed. Should be able to help them take the lead once again here. It's a very close one to get things started here on Village.
So this next fight, I mean, if it goes over to No Anime Allowed, they're going to have a tough one on their hands to be able to pull out the win, because they really do have 2 fights left that they have to take in order to take this. But I guess it could be said about both teams, really.
Well, they're going to open this up with a hook, trying to find that D.Va out of place. Sugar Free going to be taken down. Sound Barrier comes out again from Karkar. They've got the 6-on-5 advantage here. We'll see if they're able to make anything of it here, because they don't really have many other ultimates to work with. The self-destruct is forced out. The Plug not able to find anything. He barely gets back into his mech before... Well, he's going to be pretty much punished here on the point. No one else is really around here. So, again, it should be going back over to Sinatra's Christmas playlist. And they'll, again, be able to take the lead. Man, how many times has this point flipped already?
Seems like every fight is a different winner, just back and forth. So, again, now they have another fight that they have to hold on to. And going into this one, they do have that Mercy pretty close here at about 86%. Towards that Valkyrie, they need to keep him alive.
Blade comes out from Sugar Free, but they've already lost some Mercy, so not going to be in the greatest position to be able to keep him alive. And now with both supports out of the picture here, the Dragon Blade was all they could really hope for. Sinatra's Christmas playlist, everybody is on the point here. They are looking so good. They take the first round and are now 1 round away from taking the turn.
Still very, very close right now. 100 to 82 there on Village. Josiah utilizing that Pharah, really working out for them, as Sugar Free was actually just deciding, you know what, I'm going to go over to the Genji. Paintbrush kind of grounded. And this is best of 3. I'll let him
This could be it. This could very well be it right now. Best of 3 or best of 5? It's always been best of 3.
It's definitely not a best of 4.
Definitely not a best of 4. Definitely.
I don't know why he asked that.
But, I mean, it's been best of 3 for 80 weeks. But
I wonder if he was talking about the series for the finals. That's probably what he meant.
Yeah, I think, but even so, it's still been best of 3. Well, it's never been a best of 5.
Both sides. I mean, they both have the Roadhog. They have the Orisa. Both going to try to pull people off, as opposed to what we saw in the last set. Both teams now have people to lose if someone gets pulled off. Moopy dropping quick.
Ooh, that's not a good start here. Regardless, they do have that 1 round lead, so with that in mind, the Plug over to that Roadhog. We'll see what they're able to make of it, but no anime allowed, just opening it up with ease, and a decisive first fight victory for these guys.
Josiah trying to back them off a little bit. Paintbrush now already at 53% towards his Transcendence, but look at this on the other side. Cutie Boy at 62, as he was able to get off a ton of damage in that last fight. Sugar Free gets dropped. That's going to allow Desire to get that Tire up pretty quick, as opposed to Sugar Free, who's now waiting on that respawn, and they're going to jump into the point here, try to contest it.
Ooh, nice hook from Hentai Guy, able to drop Madman off the map, but the Plug does the same. Oh man, but I just don't think it's gonna matter, man. There's just really no point presence. They drop out a whole hog as well from Hentai Guy. I think he expected more people on the point, but really there was nobody. So they get 33% for themselves, but this could be another round where it's just flip after flip here.
Now we're gonna be seeing Tires on both sides, Valk on both sides. Both these ends are pretty close. Tire to engage with out from Sugar Free, as they're gonna look for a pick to start this engagement, and it's actually wheeling around. Can he find the kill with it?
Moopy drops 2 off the map, man. That's not what you want to see. And they are easily going to be able to take this lead, and they didn't need to use anything, man. They're still sitting with a slight ult advantage moving into this next fight, so especially if Josiah can get this tactical visor ready to go.
Now we're going to be seeing Josiah holding that back corner here. Very, very close to that tac visor. That's going to be big in this next fight. But then does have Transcendence. Frill takes out Karkar. That's a big pick.
It really is right now. They're going to go ahead and see what they can do here with the Transcendence. Riptire comes 3. It finds 2 for himself, but forwards. Just going to pop the Valkyrie, get them both right back up into the fight. Remember, Christmas playlist. They take this round. It's going to be tournament over right now, so everything has to be tossed onto the table here from the side. No anime allowed, but a tactical visor from the side from Josiah. Not really necessary, but it should be what they needed to clean this up. Forwards trying to escape with his life. He does narrowly escape here. He's at about half his HP still, but they are up to 75%. This could be the final fight.
They're going to back up. Tac visor's down, but so is the Valkyrie, so Now it's just up to this Transcendence. Can Paintbrush get these guys onto the point? They have the damage boost from Matman here, but they're going to have to find some insane value out of an ultimate that, I mean, I don't know if it has that kind of value, you know, especially the way that they just used it. Oh, and he falls off the map.
Supercharge, he pulls him off the map again. Transcendence is not going to save you there, buddy. But LePlug, both Roadhogs hooked each other. Oh, man, that's unfortunate ending. We're in overtime right now. Sinatra's Christmas playlists are on the verge of taking the tournament. Mercy is down. Forwards is out of the picture. It's just a Junkrat. It's just Brill. Pulse Bomb comes through. He finds a double kill. But unfortunately, the big plays are not enough to seal the deal. Matman can't make it back. And Sinatra's rap playlist, Christmas playlist, take the tournament here in an extraordinary fashion. Here, they were on the verge of losing in the semifinals, but they do it.
Man, they really hung on there, and a very, very strong a control point throughout. It's a little bit of a struggle on those payload maps. Still, though, hanging on. And I don't know. I mean, someone in chat. I mean, it was not just someone, but Lols to Troll in chat said that
someone,
no anime allowed, had all of their maps, or four of their really strong maps banned out. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, GG's all around. It's getting rather late, so we're going to cut it off here, guys. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us here tonight. I know we had been gone for a while, but we'll be back next week. Hirix and I are actually going to cast something on Friday. I don't even remember the Twitch channel, man. I don't even remember. It's all right. I'll post it in Twitch chat after this, guys. But we've got a little bit of a collegiate thing we're doing this Friday on stream as well. As always, a huge thank you to our partners over at Haste and Matcherino for their help with the prize pool, as always. And everybody who donated to the prize pool tonight. We had over $90 in coupon codes here. I mean, that's both 50, 58 and 59 being almost fully used because we get 50 each, right? So that's really impressive. Thank you, everybody, to whoever helped out with that tonight and with those prize pool donations. Hirix, any final thoughts from you?
Well, that should be it. I think you hit everything.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. Be sure to follow the channel. We'll be back here next Monday as well. Congratulations to Sinatra's Christmas playlist, and have a good night, guys. We'll see you then.